Welcome to the 2013 Luncheon, Threads of Creativity, Patterns of Success. We appreciate your support of the Community Artists Collective's Quilting Project, one of many collective programs. The Collective's Quilting Project helps preserve the legacy of African American quilting through workshops, art fairs, and festivals in the greater Houston area and particularly in the Third Ward. Before 1830, abolitionists working hard to end slavery held grand fairs to raise both awareness and money for their cause. Quilts sold at these fairs were usually fine quilts with beautiful applique. Anti-slavery poems and sayings were stitched on the quilts with the goal of showing the terrible plight of the enslaved people. On their own behalf, women worked through the nights after days of arduous labor to create quilts as practical coverlets for their families, symbolic messages to guide travelers along the Underground Railroad routes, and tangible fruit for the all too infrequent teaching and social times, especially for women and children. Today, these images, processes, and purposes live on through the work of quilters throughout the South. At the Collective, quilters meet each Thursday and create beautiful quilts based on traditional patterns and those with contemporary themes and images. We also collaborate with other organizations and individuals to introduce quilting to other groups of all ages because of our commitment to continue the quilting legacy in Houston.
Quilting is a part of my life. I've been quilting since I was maybe about 8 years old. Picked it up from my mother, and she used to make us, we were hand quilters. And I started coming here, and they're teaching me to use the sewing machine, to use precise cutting and measurements and things like that. My grandmother quilts, I have aunts that quilt. They refuse to use a sewing machine, and they're mad at me because I want to learn how to use the sewing machine. But I said, I don't have that much time left. It's my legacy to quilt.
After Ike, my house was destroyed, and I was kind of like enclosed in the building into a tiny room, and I felt so claustrophobic. And to take my mind off of it, I cordoned off a little area no more than about 3 feet by 3 feet and started quilting. And by the time they had finished fixing my house, I had done 18 tops. Don't know when, how, but 18 tops came out of it. And that's where I started. I love being here because my job is to help the ladies fulfill their dream in completing their quilts and seeing what can be done to enhance the quilts.
As you can see, this quilt has a story to it, starting from the slave trade to the Middle Passage to the Civil Rights era in the United States. And the photos or the pictures around it are the apostles of freedom.
Artists focus their work and attention on what they value, just like these ladies are doing. They're valuing the skills, the techniques that they've learned, and that they want to share with future generations. They value the opportunity to communicate and convey through this beautiful work what they care about in their community, what they remember in their lives, in their families. And it's such a rich heritage that is too valuable to be lost.
To expand this small program, the Collective must purchase a quilting machine and find a more permanent location where the quilters can work regularly. These quilts also provide additional income for seniors living on fixed and very small incomes, and provide a lift in the quilters' spirits and dignity as they share their time with others in the creation of something historically significant and beautiful. Your support and enthusiasm for the Community Artists Collective is a fundamental cog in the wheel that propels us forward in cultivating creative souls in Houston's African American community. Thank you.